चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकथां ददामि स्वामिनां। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्त। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna Prabhu, his voice clear now, loud and clear.
Yes.
So our today's topic, so this is the first day of series, and our today's topic is invest time in spiritual activity. So there are four words in this. Invest, what to invest? Time. In knowledge. Which kind of knowledge? Spiritual. So we'll discuss this four things today. Everyone, now I'm talking about investment. Everyone in this world is doing some kind of investment. Investment of money, investment of time, investment of energy. All these investment, somehow or the other, we are doing investments. And definitely, when we are investing, we are looking for some kind of return. Nobody will invest or nobody will do any such activity where there is no return. If there is no return, why should one invest? People are investing money so that they can earn money. People are investing time, especially in building relationships, in maintaining relationships, so that we can have better relationship with the person with whom we desire that kind of relationship. And obviously, it requires energy. So when we say that, yes, we are investing because we want some return, that's not wrong. That's absolutely not wrong. So someone will say, what about spiritual things? Should we invest to get something? Yes. Then someone will say, what about Nishkama Bhakti? This is what we are talking about, Sakama Bhakti, where we desire something. Scriptures explain a living entity can never be desireless. Can never be desireless. But what is Sakam and what is Nishkam? When we desire for ourselves directly, when we want to make ourselves happy directly, that's not recommended by scriptures because that will not work. But when we want to give happiness and pleasure by service to Krishna, the Supreme Lord, we will indirectly but surely become happy. And that is desirable. That is desirable. I am investing in chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. I am investing my time and energy in reading and understanding Bhagavad Gita. Why? Because ultimately I want happiness. But by chanting and by knowledge, I will understand Krishna. I will understand who am I. I will serve Krishna. And then eventually I will become happy. This is a process. So, every living entity will look for return on investment. And that's perfectly all right. It's not unnatural. It's very much natural. So invest your time. Now we are not talking about investing money, investing time. There are some people whom we approach and ask them to practice Krishna consciousness. They say, we don't have time. They say, we don't have time. Then they serve with their money. It's okay. They are investing time in earning money. They want to give some money for further expansion of a spiritual mission. That's all right. That's the start of their bhakti. Somewhere they've started. But definitely more important is time. When you give time to someone, you know that you value that person. He is very important in your life. And that's why you invest. So here we are talking about investing time. Who has given us time? Generally, when we talk about investment, we don't invest neighbor's money. We invest our own money, our hard-earned money. When we talk about time, who has given us time? Shri Krishna has given us time. Lord Krishna has given us time. For what purpose we should inquire? Why we are given 24 hours? Why we are given a life of 80 years, 90 years, 100 or whatever? What is the purpose of life? We are not very clear. And that's why we keep on, jumping and hopping from one purpose of life to another. We're still searching. We are experimenting. We are searching on internet. We meet people. We ask them. Yet we are not satisfied. Why? Because we don't know what is the real purpose of life. That is missing. And so we need to understand. So who has given us time? It is expected that we give some time to understand Him, to understand ourselves, and to understand our relationship with the Supreme Lord. Because entire time is given by Him. No one knows when we will die, which moment will be the last moment, which breath will be the last one. Nobody knows that. So we have to invest our time. So we have to plan out our day. What an average day for a living being, especially for a human being, looks like. Sleep 6 to 7 hours. Then eating, getting ready, maybe 2 hours. In a day, 3 times you eat. Then work 8 to 9 to 10 hours. Some relaxation. Some things to regenerate. Some personal time with family, with friends. That's how time is divided. Why? Because if you don't give time for your sleep, your body and intelligence will not function properly. You need sleep to work for next day. If you don't give time for your family, then what are you doing then? Why are you earning? If you don't give time for your office, how will you earn your bread and butter? So we need to give time. Lord Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita, there are 4 things. There is body, which is on a physical level, physical material level. Then above the body is mind, mental platform. Above the mind is intelligence. And above the intelligence is soul. So then we should understand that these 4, layers or 4, parameters are there. And we need to give time to each and every layer. Body, mind, intelligence, and soul. If anyone is missing, there'll be problem. You have a car, you drive your car. You put gas in the tank. Then you need to inflate the tires with air. You need to clean the car outside, inside. And you also need to give the salary or the food to driver. Everything is required. If you miss on the salary to the driver and driver has no money to eat, who will drive the car? If driver is very healthy, but there is no air in the tires, how will you drive the car? If both are okay and there's no petrol, no gas, the car will not move. If the car is very dirty, it will stink. It's difficult for you to breathe inside. So everything is required. Like we take care of our clothes, we take care of our body, we take care of our hair, of our teeth and nails, everything we take. We take care of internal organs, heart, lungs, liver, kidney, digestive organs, so many things. We take care of everything. But that is still body. We are still not taking care of other 3 things. Yeah, maybe a little bit for mind, we do some relaxation, but that's not really pacifying the mind. How do you know whether you are taking care of these things? The mind should feel satisfaction. Intelligence should be sharp enough to take proper decision and not to get confused. And soul, you and me, we are souls. If we invest in soul, then we'll be completely happy, completely satisfied. But that's not the case. We are not satisfied. Whatever you get, you become the richest man on the planet. You become the most, you become the handsome person, or most handsome, or most beautiful woman on the planet. Still not happy. You have a good family, still not happy. You have a good job, still not happy. Even though everything around you may be perfect, still there is some, what some, not some, good amount of dissatisfaction. Because the soul is not satisfied. The soul is not given food. There's the main issue. So you will come to know. Like you eat food, someone is serving you food and you eat. And after some time, you have sufficiently taken whatever you need. And you say, oh, I'm done. The person who's serving you will ask you, shall I serve you more? No, I'm good. How do you know? You can feel that now I cannot take more. So are we feeling satisfied on the level of mind? Is mind completely controlled? Are we feeling that there is no confusion and we are taking perfect decisions? Is our intelligence sharp enough or charged enough? Sufficiently charged, like you charge your mobile phones? You have to check. Are you completely satisfied? No. That means we are ignoring. So when we talk about time, we need to plan in a way that every parameter, every aspect is taken care. If something is missing, then we cannot be happy. It's very important. So investment and time. Now it's investment of time where? In spiritual knowledge. So let us talk about knowledge. What is knowledge? Knowledge is what will tell you what is good, what is not good. That's knowledge. What you should do, what you shouldn't do. That's knowledge. But there are different kinds of knowledge. There's knowledge about vegetable. There's knowledge about grains. There's knowledge about stock markets. There's knowledge about politics. There's knowledge about weather. There's knowledge about physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics, and so on and so forth. But every field which we are talking about knowledge is limited. If you have knowledge about physics, all the knowledge about physics, which is highly impossible, anyone can have all the knowledge, but still assume you have all the knowledge about physics. Is it sufficient? Can you survive with that knowledge? If you are alone at home and you have all the kitchen setup, all the groceries, all the vegetables, can you cook with the knowledge of physics? No. So then we take little bit of knowledge from everywhere. And that's required. You need knowledge of cooking. Suppose you are alone, you need to cook. Huh? You have a job, you need knowledge. You need to upgrade your knowledge. Keep upgrading your knowledge, your skills. As they say, KSV, knowledge, skills, and values. So you need to upgrade them. You need to have a knowledge. You're going from your home to office. Which road shall I take? Where will be least traffic? Otherwise, you'll get late for your work. You're watching this video. You should have knowledge. What's the Zoom link? If you don't have that knowledge, what's the Zoom link or where can I get Zoom link? Then you will miss it. So we need knowledge. But what is that knowledge without which all this has not much value? What is the value of zero? A zero is a zero. It is a zero. It has no value. Okay. You have 1 0. I will give you one more zero. Now you have 2 zeros. What is the value now? It is same. The value is same. It's zero. I gave you 1 0. You already had 1 0. I gave 1 0. Still the value is zero. Okay, I'll borrow one more zero from my friend and I'll give you. So now you have 3 zeros. They're still zeros. I'll tell you a story. A very, very, story which will give such a insightful story. So there was a boy from a village. He goes to a city, a metropolitan city to study, and from there he goes to another country to get educated, in a higher knowledge, a higher degree, masters, a PhD. After many years, he thought to visit his own village. And he came. But his village is in a remote area. After getting down at the airport, he has to drive. And at certain point of time, at certain place, he has to get down and take a boat. Because if he drives, there's no bridge. He has to drive for 4 hours. So he thought, okay, I'll take a boat. Everyone is taking a boat. Just cross over and reach within half an hour. It saves a lot of time for me. So then he sits in the boat, and fortunately or unfortunately, that we'll come to know later, this boat was empty. So he called the boatman. The boatman said, I need to take more passengers. I need to have boat full, otherwise how will I earn? He said, I'll give you money, don't worry. I'll give you 200 rupees, take me there. I'll hire the entire boat. Okay, sit. So they both are sitting in talk. So this fellow who came from abroad, he was puffed up, too proud about his knowledge of material science. So he asked, and he wanted to exhibit his knowledge. So he asked the boatman, "Oh boatman, do you know what is physics?" The boatman said, "Physics? What is physics?" So this person said, "Oh boatman, your 25% life is physics. You don't know the knowledge. What is physics? Your 20% life is physics." Then after some time again he will ask, Do you know chemistry? The boatman is thinking, chemistry? I don't know what is chemistry. What is chemistry, sir? Oh, boatman, you do not know what is chemistry. Your 50% life is waste. Then they go further. Now they are almost approaching the center of the river, huge river. And this season, the weather is not so good. Then he says, do you know the knowledge of astronomy? Oh, boatman. And boatman says, what is astronomy, sir? Astronomy, the stars, sun, knowledge about all these things. He said, no, sir, I don't have knowledge. Ille. I don't know. So then this person says, oh, boatman, your 75% life is waste. Now they approach almost the middle of the river, quite a broad river. In good old days. Now the weather is changing. Winds started blowing, the clouds are forming, the water in the river, the waves are becoming higher and higher and higher. And the boat is, becoming turbulent, no more steady ride. And he's asking, this fellow is fearful because he's holding the boat. Oh, boatman, what is happening? The boatman said, sir, the weather is not good. There is a storm. Do you know swimming? And he said, no, 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 I do not know swimming. Why are you asking about swimming? Then boatman said, oh my dear sir, then your 100% life is waste. You are going to die. And the boatman jumped. The entire boat just got toppled down. They both went inside the river, but boatman knew how to swim. So he came. So knowledge is required. But 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 and plus 0 multiplied by 0 still a 0. So you write 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. But if you write 1 and then put a 0, it's 10. Now the 0 has also value. It's 10. Then I give you 1 0. It becomes 100. Then I borrow a third 0 for you. It becomes 1000. Then you borrow another 0. It becomes 10,000. So every 0 is actually increasing the value 10 times. Why? Why the value is increasing? Because there is 1. This 1. This 1 is Krishna. This 1 is that spiritual substance. If we have knowledge about Krishna, which includes knowledge about ourselves, which includes knowledge about every living entity, which includes knowledge about everything in the creation. If we have that knowledge, then all the knowledge, all the fields of knowledge which exist, they are like 0, but they will add values when you know who is Krishna. Why? So that is why invest time in spiritual knowledge. So spiritual knowledge. Now, how we can say that if I know Krishna, then we see Krishna is the creator, the master, the controller, everything of the universe, of the creation. We are part of that creation. So it's my first duty to know who's the creator, who has created me, who has given me this body, who has given me this house, who has given me parents, who has created everything else. Sorry. Who has created all this? So we should know. Why? Everything I touch, everything I use, I must know who's the master, who's the owner of that. In Hindi, they say that Ram Ram Japna Paraya Mala. That's bogus. Completely bogus. If I come to your house, you invite me for lunch, and I come to your house. And while going, I take a television along, or I take the remote of the AC with, or I take something else with. Is it good? If you are walking on the road, can you take anything from anywhere? No. You need to know who's the master, who's the controller, who is the owner of that property, who's the owner of that object. We need to know that. So we are dealing every day. We are dealing with everything in the universe. So we should know who's the owner of the universe. We should know who's the owner of everything. We are inhaling oxygen. We are taking benefit of the sunshine, of the moonshine, of fire, water, earth, the grains, the fruits, milk from the cow, vegetables, everything we are utilizing. Now we are using this internet facility. I'm broadcasting, using the internet, I'm broadcasting this lecture, and you are watching it. We are using radio waves. So every moment we are using some things which belongs to Krishna. Should I not know who's Krishna? Should I not know why he has created all this? Should I not know, or should I not inquire if I'm using sunshine? Will there be a bill? In a prepaid connection, you pay the money for prepaid taxi, for prepaid connection, pay the money, get the facilities. For the postpaid, you take the facilities but pay the bill. Have you ever seen any place where you are given facility and then nobody is asking you for the bill? Have you seen such a thing? Does such a phenomena occur in this world? No. So why should we assume that we are using sunshine, we are using moonshine, we are using air, we are using fire, we are using water, all the natural resources created by Krishna, and will not be asked for the bill? Does that make sense? I can use anything I want and nobody will ask me the bill. Does it really make any sense? We will have to pay the bill. A little longer postpaid period. Maybe the bill is not coming monthly, not coming yearly, but when before before the death or after death, that we have to pay them. We will have to pay for it. You will utilize someone else's property and you will not pay for it. So that is why we should know who is Krishna, the creator, the maintainer of this creation. Who am I? The soul. What is my relationship with Krishna, who is the super soul? What am I supposed to do? Until and unless I know this, it will be difficult. I will have to pay for it. You cannot just blindly utilize the natural resources and not pay anything. That won't work. You will be forced to pay. Maybe not in the terms of currency, dollars or rupees or whatever, euros or pounds. There are other ways. There's just a medium. Krishna has his own medium. We will have to. So that's one thing. Second, okay, forget about that payment. Why we should have knowledge? I'm lost in this world. Everyone feels lost in this world. Why? Because we don't know who am I. We don't know who is the creator of this world. Say 3 questions. Ask yourself. Who are you? Who is the master creator? What is my relation with him? That's all. These 3 questions we must ask. When you get the answer, and the 4th question is, why am I suffering? Nobody in this world goes to a supermarket to buy suffering. Everyone goes out to buy enjoyment. Nobody is looking for suffering. Then why am I suffering? That's a question to be asked. And everyone. Everyone is suffering. It's not that Indians or Americans or Australians. There's no category. Everyone in the world, every living entity has to suffer. So then we need knowledge. We need spiritual knowledge. So that we come out of the suffering. We find out what is that happiness, unlimited, unending spiritual happiness. Where is that place when I will approach there, when I will reach there? I will be all happy, completely happy, completely satisfied. Is there a way? Yes. That's what we are meant for. To be completely satisfied, unlimitedly happy. That's the original position we should be in. Really? I didn't know that. I thought I have to suffer life after life. We are suffering life after life. But no, there's a place that we can reach. We will not have to suffer again. We will not have to come to this place. Where will I get all this knowledge? That's spiritual. And that's why invest your time in spiritual knowledge. It's very important. Arjuna was frustrated, almost under depression. What did Krishna do to bring him out of the depression? He gave him knowledge. Only by knowledge given in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna came out of depression and he was roaring like a lion, like a lion. Because generally depression takes person in a very uh, low energy. Yeah, goes inside. The person goes inside, suffering. When after hearing Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna, became like a lion, ready to fight, ready to do his duty, which was fighting, of course. Krishna is not telling Arjuna to fight. Krishna is telling Arjuna to perform your duty. We are all duty bound. We must perform our duties. So that is what we need knowledge for, to know. Otherwise, we will always be unhappy. We will always, some, as people say, there's something missing. Everything I have money, I have good job, I have good wife, I have good husband, I have good kids, parents, house, everything. There's something missing. That something missing is the big thing missing, which will always be there until and unless we cultivate spiritual knowledge. We understand who is Krishna. We understand who are we. We understand what is our relationship. And after understanding this, we practice. Then apply the knowledge. And then become completely happy. Unending happiness. Complete satisfaction. Let's see. So that is why it is suggested, it's highly recommended. If we want to be happy, there is no other way out other than cultivation of spiritual knowledge. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Nasti buddhira yuktasya na cha yuktasya bhavana na cha bhavayata shantir ashantasya kuto sukham. If you want happiness, you must cultivate this transcendental knowledge, which is spiritual knowledge, because every other knowledge is zero. And zero and zero and zero and zero, unlimited zeros is only the value of that is zero. The spiritual knowledge is one, which will add the value when zeros are added. Otherwise, zero has no value. You have 10,000 zeros and I have one. One. That's all. One. Who is in a better position? Even 10,000 zeros, it's zero. So the spiritual knowledge is required to come to that happiness. If any one of you is really looking for happiness, which is non-ending happiness, non-compromising happiness, then you must, there is no other way, you must cultivate spiritual knowledge, which is given in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavad, and chant this Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So today we saw that everyone is investing and everyone must invest, but investment has to be divided, and there should also be investment in soul, in intelligence, mind, and investment of what? Investment of time. So we have to invest knowledge in spiritual knowledge. We have to invest time in spiritual knowledge to understand who we are, to understand who is Krishna, the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Controller, and what is our relationship. That's start of spiritual knowledge. And that starts our series. And the next session is the science of soul, where we will understand more about who am I? Who am I? We'll gradually understand who is Krishna, but we need to understand who am I. It's not only that understanding, theoretical understanding, who am I will help. We need to have practical understanding. We need to have firm determination, conviction that yes, I'm soul. And not only that, we need to live life based on that knowledge I'm soul. Then only we'll be happy. That is forgotten, and that's why we are not happy. So, science of soul, next. Today we discuss why we should invest time for spiritual. And if you don't have time to cultivate spirituality, then I'm very sorry to say. But the miseries will continue. It's not me. It's how the system works. Without knowledge, we will be in darkness. And darkness can only give us miseries, can never give us happiness. So please take some time out every day to cultivate spiritual knowledge. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So thank you, Chakravarti Prabhuji, for this wonderful lecture and helping us understand how we should invest our time in spiritual knowledge. We request if there are any questions, you may raise your hand or you can type your questions in the chat box. We can take them.
Okay, if there are no questions, we'll stop here.